The Americans with Disabilities Act, or the ADA, bans discrimination on the basis of disability in the areas of employment, public accommodation, public services, transportation, and telecommunication. The ADA was signed into law in July of 1990, but the fight for these rights were pushed long before this. During protest, Americans, both those suffering with disabilities and those supporting disabled, created signs, took to the streets and chants, and even climbed their way upstairs in Washington, D.C., despite their disabilities, to prove their point to the nation. Their use of political imagination was able to highlight the clear segregation between the disabled and the rest of society, as well as break stereotypes and barriers about the disabled, proving they were able to function within society just like any normal person would. It was because of this movement that my Uncle Paul is able to live a happy, full life despite his handicap. My uncle was born with a lack of oxygen to his brain, causing permanent damage to his brain development, meaning he can be immature, impatient, and super imaginative. Before the ADA was in place, my uncle recalls having a very difficult time getting employment and even a bus pass. After laws were passed to ensure equality for those with disabilities, he was able to get a job at a local grocery store called Jewel, being an employee there for over 15 years now, and even has his own public transportation pass, which he mentions he can ride alone. So, despite someone's physical or mental disability, it is important that we don't scrutinize or treat them any different than we would want to be treated ourselves. I believe this movement is far from over, but with more patience and understanding, we can get closer to resolving the issues embedded within it.
Uncle Paul, what do you have to say for tonight?
Why did you say? No, vegetarians.